So this is the MG Sales Performance online sales training tool. Let's give you kind of a run through of what we have on here. So we're currently looking at the dashboard, which is, if you like, your menu of what's available on the system. So we've got a tab called Getting Started, and then we come into the actual training content. So it's split by reactive selling, proactive selling, we have a marketing tab, we have social selling, there's some customer service. We've got MGTV, I'll explain more about that, and then a place where users can keep any of their company documents they may wish to keep on this portal. Okay, so getting started, I'm not going to show you that, it's just a section to read to explain how to operate the system. It's incredibly user friendly, however. Let's go straight and have a look in reactive selling and see what we've got in there. So we've split these out by the type of roles that people tend to do in hotels and venues. And under reactive selling, we've got the four, what we believe to be the four main courses, if you like, that would be applicable. The first one being convert event inquiries, and if I go into that one, you'll then see we have a drop-down menu list that explains exactly the modules under this section. So convert event inquiries, just explaining to people the key structure for their inquiry, a session on manner and approach, a session on active listening, qualifying. I won't read all these to you, you can see them as I go through. So let's have a look at a couple of sections and see what's in there. So if I was to go into this one, for instance, qualify factual questions, what you see when it loads is a couple of things. First of all, you have a PDF document. Let's come down, a PDF document, which I'll just click on and show you, which explains, it's a printable document for people that have a preference for reading information. They can print that out, read it, put it in a folder, keep it by their side. It explains about everything someone should be doing to ask the right kinds of questions when on the telephone taking an event inquiry. We also have a video, which on all of our modules there are videos. And we have two different types of videos. This type I'm going to show you here is a slide share video. So this is a trainer talking the participant through some slides explaining what they have to do, how they have to do it to ask the right kinds of factual questions when on the telephone with a customer. And there's also on every module an MP3 version of that video. So if someone has a preference, they can download the MP3 version, and that could be played on an iPod or however they prefer on their laptop. So for instance, if somebody wants to learn whilst on the bus or on the train coming to work, they could certainly do that. So let's just have a look at this video here, and I'm going to just put that onto a wider screen setting as well. And just play you a few minutes to give you an idea. To build a profile of your customers, there's quite a number of questions you need to ask, and first and foremost is checking that you know the name of your customer, and then you need to use your customer's name throughout the call 2 or 3 times, because that will have a massive impact on your ability to build a relationship with that customer. So you're using your customer's name, and then you've got some basic questions that you need to ask. Things like numbers, how many people for the event, what kind of layout would they prefer? What's the start and finish time for the event? Have they got preferred dates, and are those dates flexible? Do they need accommodation? What kind of catering requirements do they have? Have they already decided what equipment they need for the event? And then also, what about any kind of breakout rooms? So these are kind of your basic questions, just to give you the information you need to check out the very first information on maybe your calendar to see whether you can accommodate it, and to give you some background details. But to get a little bit more involved, there's a lot more factual questions that you need to ask. And the first one then would be around purpose, understanding the purpose. Okay, I'm going to stop that one now. Customer's event. Let's just stop that. So why do you want to know that? Okay, let's have a look somewhere else then. So just to give you an idea of going back into reactive selling, let's go into sell on a show round. and have a little look in there. So again, we have a whole host of modules that would be covered in any kind of classroom training, and this is now all available online. So having a little stroll down, you can see some of the different sections that are in that area. So let's have a little look in one of them again. So go into planning and preparation. And in this section, just like the other one, we've got the PDF documents, we've got the MP3 file, and we have another SlideShare video. You work in a really busy office, and sometimes you have show round customers that walk in unexpectedly. You know, the ones that've got no appointment, but they expect the show round there and then. And with your busy office, walk-ins that happen, there's a tendency to react spontaneously to show round requests. In other words, you kind of wing it. However, the best salespeople know that preparation and planning is really key. It will make a whole world of difference to your show round success. So what do we mean when we talk about show round preparation and planning? Well, I think the first thing is to think about your venue's strengths versus your competitors' weaknesses. If you know your strengths and you know their weaknesses, it becomes a lot easier to talk about the right kinds of things and to show and highlight your property in the best light. So make a list. Okay, make a list of your venue's strengths, make a list of your competitors' weaknesses. Let's just stop that one. I mentioned before that we have two different styles of videos. Let's just have a look at one of the other styles of video. So back in here again, if I come into this one, we have a slightly different style. Let me play some of this one to you.
Okay, so we know there can be challenges when we're trying to sell value. We know that we can talk about relevant, uninteresting things to the caller, and that will disengage them. But we also know that if we ask the right questions, like what's important to you, why it's important to you, we can get lots of great information that will help us to sell value. Now think back to the last module around factual and discovery questions, and that is where all of your golden nuggets are that are going to help you to sell value to the customer. So let's talk now about how we're going to do that. We're going to use a little system. We're going to use 3 steps where we're going to take the customer through in an engaging way about why they should be using our venue and how it's going to benefit them.
Okay, this is a short example for you, so I haven't got time to go through too much more, but with this style of video, what we do use is we use graphics that sit here on the side. So when Mark gets through to talking about some of the key areas, little graphics pop up as key reminders to take the listener's attention to the key messages. Okay, so that's the reactive selling module. I haven't gone into all of them, but let's have a quick look at proactive selling just to give you an idea of the variety in here. So different courses here: find new sales leads, get new business appointments. So that's your sort of classic teleselling type approach. This is your face-to-face meeting type course. Insight selling, taking things a little bit further, looking at the latest trends in sales and how to engage customers, etc. Negotiation, account planning, scroll down, networking, get your head in the right place. There's 9 different courses on here. Let's just have a look at one of them. So again, in each of these course titles, we have quite a number of different modules that would take you through exactly what's required. And again, if you go into any one of them, again, you have the choice of the 3 different areas: the video, the PDF, and the MP3. Okay, then we have other tabs, which I won't go into today, but social selling is all of your LinkedIn and using Google for sales leads. In MGTV, what we have posted here are quite a number of different useful little videos that support and make a good case for reminding different skills that are needed. So we use TV clips, we use videos off YouTube that perhaps really get some interesting points across. Okay, so there's a little overview of what's available on the online sales training platform.